Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fluent English Forum. In today's session, we're going to explore the best way to learn English. If you've ever felt frustrated trying to learn English, you're not alone. Maybe you've studied for years but still struggle to speak. Maybe you understand words but can't express yourself fluently. Or maybe you feel nervous every time you open your mouth. The truth is, learning English doesn't have to be complicated. You just need the right method, the right mindset, and daily practice. In this one-hour session, you'll learn why traditional learning methods fail, how to think and speak in English naturally, the daily habits that actually build fluency, and the real secret behind fast progress. By the end, you'll know exactly how to learn English effectively. Anywhere, anytime, even by yourself. So, get comfortable. Let's begin your journey to mastering English the smart way. Part 1. The mindset of a successful learner. Fluency begins in your mind, not in a textbook. If you believe English is difficult, your brain closes itself off. But if you believe English is a skill, something you can train, everything changes. Learning English is like learning to play an instrument or drive a car. You don't get fluent by studying rules. You get fluent by doing, by using the language every day. So the first step is to stop thinking like a student and start thinking like a communicator. Your goal is not perfection. Your goal is connection. Part 2. Why traditional learning methods fail. Most learners start with grammar, but that's backward. Think about how children learn their first language. They listen first, they imitate, they speak. Only later do they learn grammar. But many English learners do the opposite. They memorize rules before they can even speak. That's like trying to drive by studying a car manual without ever sitting in the car. Grammar has its place, but not at the beginning. Focus first on understanding and using the language. Then, when you're comfortable, grammar will naturally make sense. Remember, you don't learn to speak by learning grammar. You learn grammar by speaking. Part 3. Immerse yourself in English. The best way to learn English is through immersion. Surround yourself with English everywhere, in your ears, your eyes, your thoughts. Here's how. Listen to English podcasts or YouTube videos daily. Watch movies with English subtitles. Read short articles or quotes. Change your phone's language to English. You don't need to move to an English-speaking country. You can create your own English world right where you are. When you immerse yourself, your brain starts recognizing sounds, rhythms, and patterns just like a native speaker does. Part 4. Speak every day, even alone. If you want to speak fluently, you must train your mouth. Don't wait for someone to talk to you. Talk to yourself in English every day. Describe what you're doing. Tell yourself your plans. Express your feelings aloud. Example, I'm cooking dinner. I'm going to study English for 1 hour. I feel tired, but I'll keep learning. It may feel strange at first, but it works. Speaking activates your memory, pronunciation, and confidence. The more you talk, the more natural it becomes. Fluency isn't about knowing words, it's about using them automatically. Part 5. Think in English. Here's a powerful secret. Stop translating in your head. When you think in your native language and then translate, you slow yourself down. But when you think directly in English, you start speaking faster and more naturally. How to practice? Name objects around you in English. Describe simple actions like I'm drinking water, I'm opening the window. Ask yourself questions in English and answer them. Over time, your brain will switch languages automatically. When you start thinking in English, you stop studying it and start living it. Part 6. Read and listen actively. Listening and reading are the foundation of learning. When you read and listen, your brain collects natural language patterns, grammar, phrases, rhythm, tone. But don't just consume English, do it actively. When you read, repeat sentences aloud. When you listen, pause and imitate the speaker. When you hear a new word, use it in a sentence immediately. This active learning strengthens memory. Your brain doesn't just recognize words, it starts producing them automatically. Remember, passive input creates knowledge, active input creates fluency. Part 8. Write to speak better. Writing improves your speaking because it organizes your thoughts. Start small. Write short daily journals in English. Write about what you did, how you feel, or what you learned. Don't worry about mistakes. Focus on clarity. Later, you can use AI tools or apps like Grammarly to correct your writing. But the main purpose is to make English your habit. When you write, you practice forming sentences, and that directly helps your speaking flow. Writing is thinking made visible. And thinking in English leads to speaking in English. Part 9. Focus on phrases, not words. Fluent English speakers don't think in single words, they think in phrases. Instead of learning go or work or time, learn chunks like go for a walk, get to work, take your time, keep in touch. These are ready-to-use building blocks of natural speech. When you learn phrases, you don't have to invent sentences. You just use patterns that native speakers already use. That's how you sound fluent, quickly. Part 10. Build a daily routine. Learning English doesn't require 5 hours a day. It requires consistency. Even 30 minutes daily is more powerful than 3 hours once a week. Here's a simple daily routine. 10 minutes listening, 10 minutes reading, 10 minutes speaking aloud, optional, 5 minutes writing. Small habits build big results. The secret isn't intensity, it's consistency. And remember, progress may be invisible at first, but your brain is learning every time you practice. Part 10. Use English in real life. Fluency grows when you use English with real people. Join online communities, language exchange apps, or study groups. Comment on English videos, write reviews, send messages. Real-life communication pushes you out of your comfort zone, and that's where true learning happens. Don't fear mistakes. Every mistake is a step toward fluency. The more you speak, the more confident you become. Remember, you don't need perfect English. You just need to be brave English. Keep learning, keep speaking, and one day, you'll realize you've become fluent. Thank you for spending this hour with me. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more English learning and self-improvement lessons. And never forget, you don't have to be perfect to speak English. You just have to be passionate. Keep learning, keep speaking, and one day you'll realize you've become fluent.